Yeah, it's tough. Just being friends with him, really good friends with him for so long. I remember 2012. Going down the Dominican and kind of the first time that I was ever around him. He's my bunk mate. He was under me while we were at the complex. So it's tough. So knowing somebody personally, it's always difficult. But like I said, it's a business. We play the game of baseball for a living, but at the end of the day, it is a business. And I hope nothing but the best for Rougie. He deserves it. And it was tough news for us to hear today, but it was something that we knew was obviously a possibility with the news kind of going around the last couple of weeks of he wasn't for sure on the team yet. So but yeah, it's a difficult day.
Well, with that decision made, and the roster nearly set, how are you looking at this season? I mean, and the Rangers, it seems like the plan is really in place to look at the prospects and younger players, but also to build around like you and Isaiah and others.
Yeah, that's obviously exciting to hear, stuff like that. I think we kind of just look at it as we have a really good chemistry right now in the clubhouse, and a lot of guys who really just work hard and have something to prove. So it's for us, it's a lot of young guys, and for me, I feel responsible. I want to kind of take these guys under my wing and have them play up to the best of their abilities and have them be comfortable here in the major leagues and represent the Texas Rangers the right way. So it's cool because Kiner's the kind of the infield guy. I'm kind of the outfield guy. So it's kind of exciting. We have that difference there, but we're definitely looking forward to this year. We're not counting ourselves out at all. From day one, we want to win games, and we want to prove that we're just as good as a team as anybody out there.
Thanks, Joey.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Jared.
Hey, Joey, I know you spent some time this spring and I guess the offseason working on your swing path, and you had talked about launch angle. Where do you feel like you are, and how much are you comfortable with, I guess, the changes that you've made? Is it still kind of a work in progress? What's kind of the state of that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel pretty good. I felt like I had a strong spring training. Couldn't ask for a better one. So that's the first part. That's a good start for me, individually speaking, and even as a team. I mean, I think we definitely performed very well so far in spring training. But yeah, no, I feel good. I think the changes that I started to make in the off season are starting to pay off and starting to get back on track to where I was, pre 2020. So definitely excited about that.
And then I don't know if I'm sure this isn't a new thing, but are you noticing runners not taking, whether it's
Yes.
from first to third, you're noticing them not doing it as much when the balls hit to you?
Yes, yeah, a lot. Even on balls there was a ball the other day in spring training in Cincinnati. I wasn't even going to throw the ball home. The guy stopped. I was letting him score pretty much, and he ended up stopping. So that's obviously awesome. It's a sign of respect, and who has good arms out there in the outfield. As a base runner, you understand that. You go over that in the meetings. And I had one coach. We were playing, and he yelled to the guy on second base that I had a good brazo, which means a good arm. So it's well known now that I have a good arm, and it's kind of disappointing because I want guys to run. I want to throw the ball, but that's obviously awesome. It helps our team. If a guy stays at first on a single instead of trying to get a double, it helps us.
Awesome. Thanks, Joey.
Thank you.
Kennedy.
Hey, Joey. Jared actually took one of my questions about throwing, but just looking at the defense as a whole, the outfield, I mean, it seems like you guys are going to have a really elite defensive outfield with yourself, David, and whoever's in center, whether that's Eli or Leote. Where do you feel like you guys are as a full outfield?
Yeah, obviously you don't want to get too ahead of yourselves, but that's one of the exciting reasons that we had David. When he came along, we thought, wow, we could put him in left, put Leote or Eli or whoever it may be in center and stick me in right, and we got a a pretty elite outfield, defensively and I think offensively as well. So, knock on wood, everything goes as planned, but you know how baseball is. Things usually don't, so we'll see how it goes. But to start off right now, I think we're very excited about our outfield. And that was really one of the pitches that I had to David was like, hey, come play in this outfield with me, Leote. We got this guy Eli coming up, and he was excited about that. So it's cool to see it coming to fruition now.
Obviously, Leote and Eli have been kind of battling it out this spring. What have you seen from the two of them? What have you liked from the two of them, in the outfield and at plate, I guess?
Yeah, I think started with Leo. Leo is he's just amazing athlete. I think he's so graceful in the outfield. It kind of is annoying because I'm not as graceful as him. I'm good, but I'm not as graceful. He looks like he just was born to be a center fielder. And then with his bat, I think early in spring he was kind of pressing a little bit, and you just had a few guys kind of talk to him, be like, hey, just do your thing, man. Get your pitch, take your swing. Don't worry about it too much. And he started to come around a little bit, and so it's exciting. He's a smart guy, and actually just talked to him about the Gold Glove thing and telling him that he's going to be the next to win a Gold Glove. So excited about that. And then with Eli, just incredible the improvements he made. He came into spring and guys were just shocked of how different he looked. His swing was so much cleaner. The way he runs the bases, it's fascinating how fast he is, and the way he covers ground in the outfield. He's a special player, and I think we're lucky to have both those guys.
Let's go to Chris.
Hey, Joey, as obviously news like this is pretty tough, but you hear Rangers fans talk about 2010 and 2011 teams and that era of Texas Rangers baseball. As like Elvis, the club says goodbye to Elvis and says goodbye to Rougned, and as they're investing in guys like you and Kiner-Falefa, do you feel like that you need to take on a larger leadership role, if that makes any sense?
Yeah, I think for me, I try not to necessarily take on a leadership role, but it's more of just being myself. And, I know I have a lot of, I guess, some of the most service time now on this team. And for me, I'm not like a very get-in-your-face vocal guy. I just go about the game, and Kiner's the same way, and Trevino, guys like that, just guys that we go out and play the game hard. And I think people notice that, and they see, wow, these guys, are veterans, and they're our leaders, and they're going out there and they're playing, 110% every time they are on the field. They don't take days off. They don't take, breaks, in between pitches. These guys are focused, and that's kind of the leadership we want to have. We want to have a great chemistry and guys to get along and be themselves in the clubhouse. But on the field, man, you're competing and we're playing the game as hard as we can, and we want to be that type of team that puts pressure on the opposing team nonstop. And I think we've set that tone in spring training. Hey, we're running balls out hard. It doesn't matter, how much time that you have. So it's exciting that we get to kind of build a new future for ourselves here. But it's also sad that we're leaving kind of, that 2010, 2011, those parts of those teams that made the playoffs in the past now. But that's how baseball goes.
Emily?
Joey, you talk about that chemistry, and now do you feel like you have a large responsibility in creating that chemistry?
No, like I said, I wouldn't say it's a large responsibility. I don't like to put any of that expectations on there, but I mean, you know me. I think it's important for our clubhouse to be comfortable with each other, and no matter how much service time you have, you're just as important as the next guy. That's kind of the approach I just take to it, is just be myself and help the younger guys out, because I know it's being in the big leagues for the first time and even second year in the big leagues, it's tough. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of moving parts. So to have somebody there for you, it always helps. So that's kind of the clubhouse that we want to create and the culture we want to create here.
And I know you don't want to talk contract or too much ahead in the future, but how badly do you want to be a part of this to build something?
Yeah, I a lot, and I think about it all the time. And every time I step in the clubhouse, I want to I want to feel like I'm part of this future, and that's just how the business goes, though. I understand that I'm going to give this team everything that I have, every time I put that jersey on. So no matter what, but obviously it's nice to have that. It would be nice to have that future and the security there, but it's not what we're worried about right now. It's more of just worried about going out and improving and helping these guys develop and being the team that we know we can be.
Thank you, Joey.
Thank you.
Go to Alex.
Hey Joey, so for the first time today, you guys are actually playing at home in the ballpark with actual human beings in the stands. How does that feel for you guys in the clubhouse?
It's definitely a different vibe in there right now. It's just knowing that there's going to be fans here. We've played here for over a year, but we've never played here with fans. There's been games here with fans, but not our team. So definitely excited. It almost feels opening day-ish already, and it's still exhibition games. But all the guys coming in, seeing the clubhouse, seeing the facility that we have, it's kind of cool to see everybody's reaction of how nice that we have it here in Texas and how great of a ballpark that we have.
Have you gotten any, I don't want to say advice, but any word from Belly on how this place actually sounds? Because I know he obviously played with the Dodgers, but did he mention anything to you?
Yeah, I didn't really ask him too much about that. That's actually a good point. Maybe I should ask him how it sounds. I think for me, I just wanted to kind of experience it on my own and just see how it is without anybody else's opinion on it. So that's why it's going to be nice to have these 2 games, these exhibition games, to kind of figure that out before that home opener kind of jumps on us.
Appreciate it, Joey.
Thank you.
Couple more. Let's go to Evan and then Jeff, and then we'll let Joey go.
Hey, I know you played, as you said, you played with Rougned for a long time, and you're certainly not running anybody out of here. But there also seems to be some messaging today that, look, this club is stepping into the future. That the past is the past. I mean, do you guys feel at all like you are kind of stepping into the future here?
I don't know if that's quite the way to put it. I think for us, it's those are moves that as players that we don't really get to control and whatnot. So I guess you guys can put it any way you want. For me, it's just it's tough because, like I said, I'm close with him, and it's always tough to lose a teammate and not be able to be with him every day and experience those memories and stuff. So I don't know. I guess you can say that, but I'm not necessarily going to be the one to say that.
I mean, it doesn't feel like to you that there was any message sent in with any of this.
No, not necessarily that I know of.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Thanks, man.
Last question, Jeff.
Hey, speaking of the ballpark, it looked like a hitter's park last season. Or, I'm sorry, a pitcher's park last season, and then the playoffs, it looked pretty fair, I guess. There are a lot of home runs hit. Have you changed your opinion on how the ballpark plays?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried too much about the ballpark. Trying not to be. I got a lot of heat for saying stuff about the ballpark, so I'm trying to be very neutral on that end of it. But at the end of the day, if I take my swings and I hit the ball the right way, there's not many ballparks that are going to hold those balls anyway. So I'm just grateful that we get to play in this beautiful ballpark, honestly, and just talking to guys, that are coming in from new teams, and they're seeing the clubhouse, they're seeing the facilities we have, they're going out into the field, and they're like, wow, this is the best ballpark I've ever been in my life. So I'm trying to enjoy that instead of anything else other than that.
Thank you.
Okay, that will conclude our pregame Zoom. Thanks.